our previous class about brain, which is consists of two hemispheres, right and left. Two hemispheres connect together through corpus callosum. So this one white line is corpus callosum. Each hemisphere consists of superior lateral surface, then inferior surface, and your right middle surface. Each hemisphere consists of the several lobes: frontal, parietal, occipital, and occipital presented hemispheres of the cerebellum, these ones. Parietal lobe, and we said if we cut parietal, here we can see lobus insularis or just insula. Then we said that this surface is not smooth as rough surface, has as eminentions, which we call as gyrus, and between them sulcus. And inside them you can see vessels. This is green color is vessels of our brain which supply it. And on the inferior surface, and here also we cut it, we can see several parts of our brain with the beginnings of the cranial nerves. We can see medulla oblongata, which is this projection from the spinal cord. And medulla oblongata has shape like a bulb. And another name of the medulla oblongata in Greek we can say about is bulb encephalon. This means is medulla oblongata. You can find such term too. A bit more cranial from it, we can see more this round shape structure is pons. Here medulla oblongata, this one pons. More cranial of it today describe nervus oculomotorius, this one. Originates from fossa interpedicularis, this one. So this is pedunculus cerebri, and between them this fossa. More cranial of it, we can see part of the diencephalon, which we call is hypothalamus, and hypothalamus include chiasm opticum. Here we can say that this surface is posterior. No, why? Because when we say anterior and posterior, we mean that our brain has such vertical position, but it's not true. Spinal cord, right, is vertical position in the canal and has anterior and posterior surface. But our skull is, or our brain is lies on the skull, has a bit oblique or more horizontal position in our skull. And more correctly say about ventral surface and dorsal. Ventral also means it's more anteriorly, dorsal more posteriorly, but don't use this term anterior and posterior. For brain, use terms ventral and dorsal. And this on inferior surfaces, hemispheres, we can see ventral surface of medulla oblongata, of the pons, of the midbrain. But if we cut hemispheres of the cerebellum, we can see this dorsal surface. For example, this one, dorsal surface of the medulla oblongata. This one, dorsal surface of the pons. This one, dorsal surface of the midbrain. Dorsal surface of the diencephalon, which include thalamus, epithalamus, metathalamus too. Please remember this about ventral and dorsal surface. And what we can see on the ventral surface of our medulla oblongata. If this one is projection from our spinal cord, we can see the same grooves. Fissura mediana anterior, sulcus anterior lateralis, posterior lateralis, anterior lateralis, posterior lateralis. anterolaterales and posterolaterales. The same as for the spinal cord and the lateral surface. And on the medulla oblongata, on the ventral surface, we can see several emanations. So this one is this fissura anterior medialis, medianus. More laterally of it, situated emanation. This one has such lines, which we call as pyramid. More laterally of it, oliva, right? This one is oliva. Between pyramid, oliva, present sulcus anterolaterales, behind oliva posterolaterales. Which one nerve originates from anterolateral? Anterolateral. So number 12. Posterolateral and 11 cranial nerves. And we can see them. These branches from 12. This. And then they fuse and form one trunk. And behind it, more lower accessories. And you can see presented more lower because it has also spinal roots which originate from spinal cord. More higher, this they fuse together, glossopharyngeal and valgus. Glossopharyngeal and valgus. Then more higher we sit between pons and cerebellum, situated angle between pons and cerebellum, right? Facial, glossopharyngeal nerve, vestibulocochlear nerve 2. These ones for the facial, this and this. Why 2? Because we said about 13 pair is nervus intermedius, but all these two parts is facial and vestibulocochlear nerve 2. Then we said lateral side of the pons. Which one nerve? Right, but here we can see one trunk without division into 3. Why? Because when when brain leave our skull, this branch is cut, and we can't see this division into 3. Only one trunk. I forget one more nerve between pyramid and pons. Right, abducens. Then laterally side of the pedunculus cerebri. Can you see? Can you see? Right, trochlearis, nervus trochlearis. What is it, the function? Function. Then we said about nervus oculomotorius, this one's nervus chiasm opticum opticus, and olfactorius, right, and nervus olfactorius. Unfortunately, zero pair also here we can't see because very thin and also cut. Then, if we look at the dorsal surface of the medulla oblongata, what we can see? We can see, for example, this will get ventral, this is dorsal surface. Again, we can see groove. Name of it? Why anterior if this dorsal surface? Sulcus, not fissura but sulcus, posterior, medianus posterior. More laterally from it, we can see very small two types of dimension. This one and this one. These ones and these ones. Very small. Which we call is tuberculum. Gracilis cuneatus. Gracilis cuneatus. What can you say about them? What do you know about names of them? Gracilis cuneatus. Right, and the posterior funiculus situated fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus, which originates from this one structure. So inside tuberculum gracilis situated nucleus gracilis, in the tuberculus cuneatus nucleus cuneatus. Inside oliva situated nucleus olivarius, but pyramid has no nucleus pyramidalis. Through pyramid pass tractus corticus spinalis, and another name of this tract you can find is pyramidal tract. It means relation to pyramid, so cortical spinal tract, or another name is pyramidal tract. So now we look at the external view. Do you have any questions about this one? No? Okay, now please sit down and we go on talking about internal structure of the medulla.